Ayo, it is Carso, and today I am on Cook Talks talking about the 2020 Sacramento Kings and their free agency moves. To start off, they hired a new GM in Monte McNair, and I was pretty excited because I thought you finally have a guy who doesn't just know about basketball, he knows about statistics. He knows what he wants in a team. Unlike Vlade Diva, who focused a lot on players he liked, maybe that didn't always fit together. The first move of the offseason was pretty clear. The Sacramento Kings had to extend DeAaron Fox. DeAaron Fox was one of 4 players who received that contract extension worth $163 million over 5 years, worth up to a possibility of 195.6. In the bubble, DeAaron Fox played amazing basketball. He averaged 26.2 points per game and 7.3 assists per game. He really was the leader that the Kings have been missing for recent years. This was an obvious signing that had to be made, and if the Kings didn't offer him this, then they didn't know what they were doing. So McNair went out there. First move of the offseason was to get their star leader, star player for their future for the next 6 years. The next move that I really liked was Hassan Whiteside. And Hassan Whiteside started his career with the Sacramento Kings. But he faced a couple injuries. He played behind DeMarcus. So they let him go, and he went to Miami. And when he's playing for a contract, he plays really well. So in Portland this season, he averaged 13.5 rebounds per game, 15.5 points per game, and led the league in blocks at 3.7. Hassan is a solid 7-footer who the Kings haven't had for many seasons. He plays hard, he plays big, and when, let's say, the Kings want to have Richaun Holmes start, well, a problem with last season was they were always missing a guy down low to play physical. And Hassan Whiteside, you can't bully him. I don't care if you're Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, a solid 7-footer that has great block potential is not going to be easy to control. And that's why I love this signing. For $2.32 million, who wouldn't sign Hassan Whiteside? Hassan said when he played for the Blazers, their main game plan for the Kings was bully them in the paint. Because really, all they had was Nemanja Bjelica and Richaun Holmes. And now you got Hassan Whiteside, who will be able to play alongside Nemanja, hopefully, and unless there's a trade later on in the season. And maybe, let's say, Marvin Bagley extends his jump shot to the 3-point range. Him and Hassan Whiteside are going to be beasts on the paint because at 13.5 rebounds per game, and then you add in a healthy Marvin Bagley, no one's getting a board down there. The next signing I was kind of confused by. They signed Chimezie Metu from San Antonio for a 3-year deal worth $5.294 million. And he's 6'9", he's young, he's 23, played on the Spurs G League team, and he averaged 7.9 points and 9.1 rebounds per game. So he dominated in the G League. But I don't see the reason for this. You already have Bagley for the future. Daquan can play a little bit of power forward. Robert Woodward can play the power forward if you need to. So it was their biggest contract out of really all of these. And I don't understand it. But he has a lot of potential. And I trust Monte McNair with what he wants to do. Next up, a guy I fell in love with this season, Daquan Jeffries. Jeffries is a small forward / power forward who plays good defense, attacks the rim, plays hard-nosed defense. And surprisingly, he shot the 3-ball well in the bubble, at least from what I saw. I love this signing. 2-year, $3 million. It's worth a shot because McNair was talking and he said, yeah, last season as the Rockets assistant, he was actually looking at Daquan because Daquan is a player that every team needs. Plays hard, brings in effort, rebounds, all that. And why would the Kings not extend him? Next up was Frank Kaminsky. most famously known for probably playing at Wisconsin. He's had a solid career, nothing too special, but he has shown the ability to shoot the three ball, even though last season he only shot 33.1% from the three. A little drop off from 38% the year before, but that comes behind playing two starting centers. And again, Frank Kaminsky is going to come in and play behind Rashawn Holmes and Hassan Whiteside. So, for 1 year, $1.882 million is not a bad deal. I don't think that what the Kings did, they didn't make any bad deals like they had before. Buddy Hield, we might have overpaid for. Harrison Barnes, might have overpaid for. But those were guys we had to extend at the time and sign. Frank Kaminsky averaged 9.6 points per game last season. Shot decent from three, a little below league average. But as a big man, let's say you want to run Bagley with a 7-footer. Frank Kaminsky can play alongside of Bagley better than Hassan or Rashawn does. The last signing of the day, of the offseason, was Glen Robinson III. When I think of Glen Robinson III, I think of the NBA dunk contest that he was in a few years ago. But this signing, it's a high potential, low risk. They signed him for 1 year, $2.028 million. So you're not spending a whole lot of money. You have to put in some money in free agency because you have to get under their cap space, just a little under it. So Glen Robinson, who averaged 7.7 with the Sixers last season, is a fair signing for the Kings. More wing depth for DeAaron, Corey, Buddy, Jahmi'us Ramsey. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Jahmi'us Ramsey. I've been watching his gameplay, and I love him. He needs to be the backup point guard for DeAaron Fox. We'll talk more about this when I do my season preview for the Sacramento Kings, but I'm really excited to watch him, and hopefully Corey Joseph can teach him how to play a little bit of defense. But overall, the Kings' offseason was one of the best they've had since I've been alive, at least. I mean, I was born in 2002, so it's been a while since they've had a good free agency. Monty McNair did a great job with this team. He spent money. He got a big free agent signing in Hassan Whiteside to come to Sacramento, and no one ever wants to come to Sacramento. If you like this, go check out my podcast. I'll be doing another one of these for the Golden State Warriors. This article about all the players will be up on simplybasketballhq.com. Sacramento Kings had a solid offseason.